And my sophomore year, it was still pretty much total fear. I don't think I had really been to a meet like Class A state finals. You know, I had gone to like a zone meet where it's a lot of kids from, you know, different parts of the country, but it didn't compare to the hype and competitiveness that a Class A state swim meet provides. By that time, I knew a lot of the swimmers at the different schools. And so when I'd look up into the stands, I'd see a lot of the parents I knew, their siblings. And so it was really, you know, all eyes were on you. And I remember being very afraid. Afraid that, you know, like I didn't belong there, afraid that, you know, I wasn't going to do my best, you know, a lot of nerves. I don't think when I was a sophomore that I was really going in there like I owned the place, you know, that it was somewhere that, you know, I deserved to be. You know, I think I was still very much, you know, not thinking in terms of that I could be a champion. I think I wanted to be, but I don't think that it was something that I really believed that was possible for me yet. Because you got to remember, my sophomore year, I was still swimming with all the big guns that were a year older than I was. You know, I was still going up against Matt Parrish, you know, Nick Duda, Karl Pawlewicz, you know, all these big name swimmers that were just crushing it.
Mario Scussel.
Mario Scussel, yeah, that's another one. He was a phenomenal swimmer. Mm-hmm. You know, and they felt larger than life. They felt, you know, unbeatable. So yeah, I think that's kind of the way I was feeling. I was feeling very small, and it was definitely hard to get over that kind of feeling. It's I wouldn't say it was crushing, but it definitely put everyone else on a pedestal, and, you know, intimidating for sure.
Well, something obviously changed, and to give a little bit of background, statistical and historical background for anybody that might be watching this, your junior year in 1998, the state record had stood for 8 years in the 100 freestyle at 44.83, and you missed it by just 3 100ths as you captured your first state championship, broke 45 for the first time. Guys like me that think about some of the greatest sprinters in the state's history at that time, guys like Rafi Karapetian, he didn't break 45. Yeah. So it was really significant to see a guy go under. You were the first guy to break 45 since Bailey had done it in 90. So clearly, whether you had broken through some of these barriers that you just described mentally by that point, you certainly had broken through them physically to arrive at that point by your junior year. Tell me about that year's state meet and just that year in general as you took a big step forward.
Yeah, you know, I think my coaches had realized that, you know, I was a little intimidated trying to race these other guys that had clearly shown that they were dominant in the sport. And so I remember being told to focus on only myself. Don't look at the other people that you're racing against. Don't even try and, you know, glance at them out of the side of your eye. Focus on what you're doing. Focus on the speed. Focus on your technique. You know, and we really got into planning out a race, you know, how many strokes it's going to take you to get down the pool your first lap, how many butterfly kicks are you going to take underwater, when are you going to take your first breath, your second breath, and focus on that kind of plan.